Hey YouTube family and GN subs, it's Humberto, immigration attorney here in Los Angeles, and I bring you good news. I am the good news guy. Those of you who are new to the channel, you know what I do. I bring good news, period. You want bad news, you have to go to the other channels. And what I also do is I talk about cases that I'm working on in my office. This is real time, folks. I have one today, outstanding, that we'll talk about. So, hey, I got a lot to get to today. I'm going to talk a little bit about becoming a U.S. citizen when you have served in the military. I'm going to talk about family members who can actually adjust in the U.S. through a thing called parole in place. So stay tuned. A lot of stuff to unpack. Good stuff. Good news. Here we go. All right, you're not going to believe this, folks. You filed for citizenship. I've been talking about this, right? After January of 2021, what I've noticed and what I've talked about, and I've shown you, citizenship processing times are really, really fast these days. If you filed after January of 2021, what I've been finding is that the actual application for the interview taking place, I'd say within 2 to 3 months. I mean, it's really, really fast. Take a peek at this one, all right? I got in last week and I couldn't believe it, right? We filed like a couple weeks ago. 1 week after the date of filing, my client is called for her citizenship interview. It's crazy. 1 week? I've been practicing law for a lot of years and I've never seen any application, permanent resident, or for citizenship that has been adjudicated within a week's time. It's crazy. So something is happening. They're processing citizenship really fast right now. If you have an application, you've been on the fence, you want to file now. Swearing in ceremonies taking place 1 to 2 days after the actual interview as well. Really good stuff, folks. So another bit of good news. The Biden administration just hired this lawyer, Lucas Gutentag. This guy worked under Obama. And he is a badass, all right? This guy gets things done. What is he gonna do? He was hired specifically to rescind all of the Trump immigration policy that was bad, okay? So he's gonna go through piece by piece, and he's gonna get rid of a lot of stuff that the Trump administration did. We're gonna see some good stuff from that. So here's something really interesting. I wanted to talk a little bit about the military and the benefits that you get from serving in the military. So you actually qualify under INA, that's the Immigration and Nationality Act 329. You qualify for citizenship if you served in the military during periods of hostility. What do I mean? So I put a link in the description box below. If you check it out, if you click on it, right, there's a chart. And there's a chart of dates where the hostilities take place. If you enlist in the military during these hostilities, then you can become a U.S. citizen. What are the requirements? You can have a conditional permanent resident status, or any status as long as you're physically present in the U.S. You could be undocumented. Physically present in the U.S. during the time of enlistment, you qualify for U.S. citizenship, folks, okay? It's a very interesting provision. You also qualify for citizenship under Immigration and Nationality Act 328. If you enlist in the military and serve for 1 year, then you qualify for citizenship, okay? You don't have to wait 5 years of having your permanent resident card. You qualify automatically for citizenship. So let me give you an example. So I have a client who qualifies for citizenship under the first provision. He served during hostilities. He was over in Afghanistan. So he has a conditional resident green card. We filed for the I751 as a waiver. So he's separated from his spouse getting a divorce and he's filing on his own. He doesn't have a lot of evidence, not so strong in terms of the evidence that was submitted on his behalf. Also, he separated soon after he got the conditional resident card, really short period of time after he got the conditional resident card, which traditionally it doesn't look good. So he enlisted. The I-751 petition is pending right now. He enlisted and we filed for his citizenship, okay? He qualifies without removing the condition, without that being approved, he qualifies for U.S. citizenship. All right, let's talk about some real cases that I am working on in my office. I go through these because you're going to get a sense of processing times, U.S. policy, what's happening, okay? One of the first to tell you, waiver of final interviews. This is an I751 waiver. It was approved without an interview. Waivers generally are not approved without an interview. We had, quite a bit of evidence in this case, and usually those are the ones that are approved without an interview. But again, 751 waivers, generally, there is always an interview, okay? I've been getting these waived. Supplement your petition with a lot of evidence. So this is the parent of a U.S. citizen, okay, who entered the country illegally. There's no way for him to adjust in the U.S. We would have to apply for a stateside waiver, but in this case, he has no qualifying relative. All of his children that were born in the U.S. are over 21. Of course, the petitioner, his daughter, petitioned him, right? But he couldn't adjust because he didn't have a legal entry. Well, one of his sons served in the military. There is a provision called parole in place, where if any of your immediate family members are serving in the U.S. military, you can file to get what's called parole in place. And what that means technically is that you are now legal in the U.S. You are paroled in legally, you have a legal status. You get an I-94, it says parole in place, and you have to demonstrate that, your immediate relative is serving in the military. So we did that in this case, okay? We got him the parole in place, and then we filed the adjustment of status through the daughter. Hey, YouTube family, thanks so much. We got to 50,000 subs. We're getting up to 4 million views. We really appreciate your support. Please subscribe so I can answer your questions during the Q&A. Our videos at 4 p.m. every Wednesday. I am live answering questions. If you want to say hi to me, let me know where you're tuning in from. We really appreciate your support. Take care and we'll see you next time.